The other day I sold the SVO, so I'm automatically in the market for another vehicle. I'm not going to go what many people today would consider a traditional route. You have marketplace, you have online auctions, it's just cars and bids and bring a trailer. I'm not going any of those routes. I'm going to go to an old school auction.
35, bid of 35, now 40, 40 now, bid of 45, bid of 45, now 50, 50 now, bid of 60, 60 now, bid of 70, 70 now, bid of 70, sure.
And not a car auction. Because if you go to a car auction, there's people there looking to buy cars. For years and years, I've gone to auctions that were live. You can bid online still, but there's actually an auctioneer there. I go to auctions for places that have gone out of business, places that an owner retired, or it's just the location's closing and they're closing down that location. They're selling everything there. 3 hours from me, there's a technical school that did automotive repair. They literally have tens of thousands of items they're selling. Snap-on toolboxes full of tools, welders, Lincoln welders. There's at least 60 of them. They also have vehicles. Many of these vehicles are salvage vehicles. Kids didn't need to work on cars that ran and drove. They also had vehicles there for their admin staff, and they did run and drive. One of them is a 2017 Ford Mustang EcoBoost, and that's the one I got my eyes on. It's got 14,000 miles on it. I went to the preview of this auction. And of course, I looked at all the welders, and they have lifts and everything else. But I went over, got the keys for this vehicle. Started it, made sure everything was okay, walked around it, moved it a couple of feet back and forth just to make sure the clutch was all right, and the car appears to be a pretty nice vehicle. So this EcoBoost is pretty nice. I am going to bid on it. Will I win it? I don't know. I'm going to push it, so we'll see. I got 3 days, but I did come to preview the car. I know a lot of times you see people bid on things they've never seen. I really don't like that idea. I think it's a bad one. So am I going to win this auction? Well, we'll see. I've done the preview. I've registered online, and you can follow along and see how I do. This could be a way for you to pick up a vehicle well under what Kelley Blue Book would be. So follow along and let's see how I do. So now the waiting begins. All I can do is throw in a couple of bids, which are more practice bids for me as a bidder. I want to see how quick the system is, and I'm going to have to wait. The auction doesn't end for a few days. I'm going to watch the bidding process. If the car gets too high, then I'm going to back off and let somebody else take it. They want it more than I do. The idea here is to buy it under market value. And if I miss this auction, there'll be another auction. It may be a few weeks, and it may not be the exact car, but that's okay. A week and a half ago, I was looking at a Boss 302 that was located in Missouri. And that car sold for $24,000. Now, $24,000 sounds cheap. $24,000 is cheap. It is a car that had 13,000 miles on it, but also had track tires on it, so that would have to be addressed pretty quickly. It was covered with decals, which was, I take decals off cars all the time, not a big deal. But that's kind of the point. These cars are as is. You're not buying it from a dealership, so there's no warranty. So if something goes south or there's an issue with the car, some modification that needs to be done, it's coming out of your pocket. If you have to travel halfway across the country to get it, those costs are coming out of your pocket. So we'll see how this thing goes. I'm going to hang in there to the last minute and see what the bid is. If it makes sense financially, I'm going to jump on it. If it doesn't, I'll get off it and I'll go on to another auction. So I bid again. And at one point, I was up. It was there for $11,500, which is well below what I was willing to pay for this car, but I got a bid in. Then the bid started to go up. And it got to the point where it went up to $16,500, which seems inexpensive. The thing is, when you attend an auction like this, the auctioneer has to get paid as well. This auctioneer wanted a full 15%. Apparently, this was a big auction. It was a big lift for this auctioneer. They had to advertise different places to get people interested in all the things that were there, so they charge a little bit more. The winning bidder bid $17,250, which is still below what Blue Book is on this car. The thing is, when you add the 15%, it gets you up to $19,830 odd, and that's above Blue Book. The other thing is, I live in Pennsylvania. We have a 6% sales tax. That 6% sales tax would put me over $21,000, and that was a price I wasn't willing to pay. You need to be at an auction where no one else really wants that vehicle, and that wasn't the case here. There were 3 other bidders that were consistently bidding, staying on top of this vehicle. Every time I'd bid and I'd be winning, it would last 5-10 minutes and they'd jump back in. So kind of early on in the bidding process, I thought I was going to get pushed out, and that's what happened. You win some, you lose some. I need to get to an auction where there's a vehicle that I like and that another bidder doesn't like nearly as much. I just need to be patient. I need to wait. That'll come, and I'll share that with you when it does. I want to speak to why I went to the preview. There was another car there I was looking at. It was a 2005 GT Mustang with 80,000 miles. Seemed like a decent car in the photos, but you never know until you get there and actually look at it. Check this car out. When I got there, the fuse cover was not there. It was missing. It was gone. Not a great sign. I looked over and there were leads, a box of leads sitting right beside the car, leading me to think that someone was checking something out with the electrical system. I grabbed my jump pack, which is a good jump pack. It generally will start a car with a dead battery. I hooked this car up to the jump pack, went to start it, I got dash lights, felt good. As soon as I turned the key over, it killed the jump pack. Went right down to flat, nothing. Now, it could have been a bad battery, but the battery was only 1.5 years old. That led me to believe that there's an electrical problem somewhere in this car, and I wanted to drive a vehicle home. So I steered clear of that car and put it on the do not bid list. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. That helps other people see it. Also, if you're into Fords, consider subscribing. There's plenty of Ford content on my channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you.